Well, the definition of employee engagement, which I do think is critical for business success, is what is your marginal effort? What are you doing that you don't have to do? In other words, how hard are you trying? And to me, it's almost ludicrous to assume that two employees, one who's trying very hard, putting in that extra marginal effort, and one who isn't, that one will perform as well as the other. So I think the case for employee engagement is very obvious. Now, there may be some isolated sections where employee engagement doesn't matter, perhaps an assembly line or something like that. For most of us, though, employee engagement is very, very important and highly correlated with success. Why? It's important that people try. So I have 6 active questions I highly recommend every day. Number one, and they all begin with, did I do my best to? Did I do my best to, number one, set clear goals? Rather than saying, did someone set goals for me, did I do my best to set my own goals? Number 2, did I do my best to make progress toward achieving my goals? Number 3, did I do my best to find meaning? Rather than did someone give me meaning, did I do my best to find meaning? Did I do my best to be happy rather than did someone make me happy? Did I do my best to build positive relationships? And finally, did I do my best to be fully engaged? And our research on this is pretty amazing. Just by challenging ourselves with these 6 questions every day, what you see is, in many cases, improvement in everything. And in almost all cases, improvement at something. So the results have been amazing in our research, and it's using simple measurement, but different measurement, called active questions as opposed to passive questions. Well, the world is changing very rapidly, so I think now it's very important to focus on learning as a lifetime avocation. In an old world, things were much more stable. Leadership was typically domestic, not global. Technology wasn't changing nearly as rapidly. You didn't have to build alliances and partnerships like today. In today's new world, most of us manage knowledge workers. Now, what's the definition of a knowledge worker? They know more about what they're doing than their boss does. Well, if I manage someone who knows more about what they're doing than I do, I have to constantly ask, listen, learn, and grow. I can't just tell them what to do and how to do it because I don't know myself. You know, it is important to do the compliance work. On the other hand, it's important not only to do the compliance work, because if you look at an HR leader, very important that they expand that role. Many HR leaders I've trained in coaching have done a great job of really working with top management, coaching them, helping them become more effective leaders. And my coaching process is very, very transferable, and that's well beyond something like compliance. It's important to challenge people. And what's hard to do is to challenge successful people. In my job as a coach, I work with incredibly successful leaders, and my job is to help them get better. To help them get better. And you might think, well, why do they need to get better? They're already CEOs. Well, the best ones realize that, and quote Bob Dylan, he who is not busy being born is busy dying. And that the world changes so rapidly, if you're not focused on continuous improvement, you're probably going to be going backward. So I think it's very, very important to challenge people and at the highest levels, so that when the employees look up, they see leaders who are trying to improve. I wrote an article in Fast Company magazine called Help Others Develop, Start With Yourself. The best thing a leader can do to help other people get better is let everyone watch you try to get better. Don't just preach at others. Because if top management preaches at the next level, they preach at the next level, they preach at the next level, everyone's just preaching. No one's trying to improve. When top management leads by example and personally demonstrates a commitment to improvement, everyone else does too. And take a deep breath. Imagine that you're 95 years old and you're just getting ready to die. But right before you take that last breath, you're given a beautiful gift. The ability to go back in time and talk to the person that's here right now. The person that's listening to me right now. The advice I would have is, what advice would the wise 95-year-old you, who knows what mattered in life and what didn't and what was important and what wasn't, have for the you that's listening to me right now? And whatever that is, do that. Some friends of mine interviewed old folks who are dying, got to ask this question. On the personal side, 3 themes came out. Number 1, be happy now. Not next week, not next month, not next year. Be happy now. Great Western disease, I will be happy when. I get the money, status, BMW, condominium, we all have the same win. That old person is win. Learning point from old people, I got so wrapped up chasing what I didn't have, I could not see what I did have. And many of the HR leaders here are among the luckiest people in the world. Many have friends, family, health, compared to me, youth, helping others, they have it all. So don't get so busy chasing what you don't have, you can't see what you do have. Number two is friends and family. It's very easy to get so wrapped up in the company you forget how important they are. When you're 95 years old and you look around your deathbed, none of your coworkers are waving goodbye. You realize friends and family are important. And then number three, if you have a dream, go for it. Because if you don't when you're 35, you won't when you're 85. And business advice isn't different. Number one, have fun. As I told a group today, if you can't have fun in HR, don't wait for finance. It's not going to happen there. And then two, do what you can to help people. And that's a blessing about the job. And then number three, go for it. The industry's changing. Do what you think is right. You may not win. At least you tried. As old people, we never regret the risk we take and fail. We always regret the risk we failed to take. So go for it.